Hello, welcome back to Knitflux. I almost forgot my own YouTube video name then. That just goes to show how long it's been since I've actually made a video, and for that I do apologise. I last filmed in January, I think it was. I tried to film in February. A couple of things went wrong, and then of course my brain just decided, right, that's it. But we're back. Hey, and we're going to chat just about some general things today, just to get me back into the habit of YouTube. Welcome to Knitflux, and here we are going. In this episode I'm going to talk about just some TV I've been watching. So let's crack on. I'm not a sporting person at all, but I spent most of February watching the Winter Olympics, which I thought was absolutely fab. I ended up watching some of the curling, which there's something about it. I think that actually I don't quite know why I like curling, but I do. But it's really... Oh, my camera angles are so bad on this. Hang on. Right. I'm not refilming this because I've refilmed this so many times that if I don't get video out, I probably never will. Okay, that looks better. Fingers crossed it stays that way. So, yes, I was watching the Winter Olympics, watching the curling, which I thought was great, actually. I really enjoyed it, although... and speaking to my dad about it, he's not sure why he likes curling either, but he does, and so do I. But what was funny was watching the England men's team, and I can't remember which one of the team members it was, but his gran was sat in the audience, and she was knitting a granny square blanket, I think. And she was interviewed by, I can't remember if it was the BBC, I think it was the BBC. And it was quite funny listening to the presenters going, but she was knitting and talking to you, and she wasn't even looking at what she was doing. And they were really impressed by it, but I just thought it was really sweet. And also seen a couple of the participants in the Olympic Games as well, knitting, in between stuff. So that's always fun to see. But yes, if anything's knit-worthy, it's got to be people going to the Winter Olympics, isn't it, really? Very, very cold out there. So, yeah. At the moment, I'm just knitting I can't remember what it's called now. I'll put it on the screen, which is just a basic free sweater pattern from Hobie. I'm not sure how this is going to look, to be fair, because I think that the yarn is slightly thinner than the 4-ply fingering that it suggests. So this could be either very, very oversized or I'm not sure. But I wanted it to be sort of quite gappy and floaty for summer anyway, which does fit in with what the original pattern suggests. And it's just on some blue clay I got from eBay a while back. And I've also been watching again for like the trillionth time probably, working my way through Criminal Minds, which I am a big fan of, and one of my favourite characters, which is definitely Penelope Garcia, is a knitter as well, which is alluded to in a couple of episodes, and you do actually see her knitting, I think, in an actual sort of proper knitting fashion. The only trouble is the episode I watched the other day, can't remember which one it is now, but she was starting at the beginning complaining to Derek that she was supposed to be doing the knitting for her knitting club, but she was talking about finishing off I can't remember if it was a bikini, she said a bikini or a swimsuit, and the random thing was, it's like looking at the yarn she was using, it was like yarn you would use for a scarf. I'll try and get a picture of it to put here to show you what I mean. But I'm thinking, if that's the project that you're on about and you're talking about knitting that into a swimsuit, it's not really going to be a swimsuit. It's just going to be a bodysuit, whatever they call it. So, yeah, but I do love Penelope Garcia, and you do see her doing a little bit of knitting. Her character is so strong and so funny and gentle, and she's quite, I mean, I'm a bit of a tomboy, to be fair. You know, I've got very, very, very short hair a lot of the time, and sort of feel more comfortable in, you know, trousers than skirts and dresses. But I love Penelope Garcia's style. Her eyewear and earrings and jewellery in general are absolutely incredible. They are the chunkiest of chunk. I've never seen anything like it. And it's just quite fun. And she adds some much needed humour, colour, especially into the series as well. But I also just love the fact that she is highly intelligent, and of all of the characters, she's the one that's the computer geek. It's absolutely brilliant. So I've been watching that again and reacquainting myself with some knitting that she does on that. The other thing I also watched was a film with so you start these videos, and then unfortunately I'm filming them on my phone, which means I can't use my phone to look up what I'm thinking of. It's Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor in... Is it I'm thinking, I'll put it on thing. I think it's like Starlight. It's the name of the train. Hello, this is Next Day Faye here, and in cobbling together the edits for this video, I have to say that I completely got the name of the Richard Pryor's film completely wrong. It's actually Silver Streak, not Silver Star. So, or even Starlight, which I think is what I said yesterday. But rather than refilming the whole thing, I thought I would just nip on and, you know, give you the correction and say I need to find another way of filming that's not my phone so I can double check these things at the time. Anyway, so we get halfway through that, and like there's a brilliantly brightly coloured knitted hat, which I thought was just absolutely wonderful. And yeah, I think both him and both Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor are both very knitworthy. Well, they were very, very knitworthy. So it'd be interesting to see if they've got anything else there as well. Some good TV programme watching, and with Criminal Minds, just going back to that, I have this thing called Criminal Minds Bingo, which I've started. I still haven't fully developed it, but basically one of the Criminal Minds Bingo thing is when you notice Garcia wearing glasses that definitely do not have lenses in them. So I believe she's wearing them for a fashion statement whilst wearing contacts behind. But the particular episode I think I watched several. They all meld together after a while when you've watched them so many times. I think the episode that she was wearing some amazingly sort of like dark green, well, I say medium green actually, because they were still quite vibrant looking. Some dark green glasses, but you know, if you look closely, you can tell there's no lens in there whatsoever. But that's one of the the bingo things, along with also Derek referring to her as baby girl, and some really good. Oh, excuse me, I don't know what I'm doing here. Also, if you like something that has sort of a slightly geeky references, also on the bingo card for Criminal Minds is like geeky references. For example, one episode I was watching the other day had a very sneaky reference to Jaws in there, which is you're going to need a bigger photocopier. And just, yes, very, lots of little sort of references to geeky stuff. And of course, being Criminal Minds, where would Criminal Minds Bingo be without the name drops of famous serial killers? You know, it's a thing. It's going to happen. I'm jumping on this video the day after, which I wasn't intending to do, but it just seems to be a bit of a coincidence. So yesterday I'd filmed the majority of this video, and I was talking about Penelope Garcia and Criminal Minds. And then later I found out that the actor Nicholas Brendon had passed away. Now, a lot of people know him as Xander from Buffy, obvs, which is where I first came across him. But he actually was in quite a few episodes of Criminal Minds, playing Penelope's boyfriend for some of it, the character Kevin Lynch. And also recently James Van Der Beek has also passed away, and he was obviously predominantly known for Dawson's Creek, I think, especially people born in the 80s and 90s potentially grew up watching that. But he was also in Criminal Minds and played an unknown subject, i.e. the bad guys, called Tobias Henkel. And honestly, both these guys were really good in Criminal Minds. I loved Kevin Lynch's character, and I thought he and Penelope were really sweet and genuinely quite nice. I'm going to have a look at some of the episodes and see if I can picture him in any knitwear. I'm not sure, but I don't think he knitted as a character. And he was really sweet. I think he was actually sort of a similar character to Xander and Buffy, actually.
Her gooey is mind-blowing.
Maybe not quite as ineffectual, if that's the right word. But along with Penelope, a bit of light relief in, what is a very heavy program sometimes. And James Van Der Beek, it's a bit difficult to describe without going into that whole episode. Actually, it might have been a double bill. But I have to say that he was incredibly talented, and it was an incredible performance that he played somebody with, I can't remember what they call it, but like split personality type thing. And he was so convincing. There was not a dodgy part of that performance. And I kind of feel like it's such a shame really that he kind of, I suppose, is remembered most for Dawson's Creek, which I didn't really watch a lot of. He was also in How I Met Your Mother a few times and played this, probably one of the most like smarmy, dislikable ex-boyfriend characters, and he played that really well as well. So I'm going to see if I can get a few pictures, maybe some clips of both of them, if I can, just as a little in memoriam to them both from Criminal Minds. And in looking to try and get a picture of Garcia's knitting, the woman, the character, is going to have an episode all of her own, because just her outfits, whether they are knit or crochet or just inspiring for knit and crochet, this woman is going to have an episode all on her own one day, or maybe several. I might just have to sort of pick the episodes as I go, because there's just so much to her that it would be impossible, I think, even just through the lens of knitting and crochet, to get all of that into a single episode. But yes, so it was a little tinged yesterday with a bit of sadness, really. And then just remembering that there are some incredible actors in Criminal Minds, some of them extremely well known, some of them not so well known, or some of them who who might be known for some stuff but have like truly outdone their performances in Criminal Minds. And there might even could well be an in memoriam episode in and of itself as well. Anton Yelchin, another person that we lost, was in an episode of Criminal Minds as well. he was, you know, part of the celebrity cull of 2016, but he was too young to have gone, unfortunately. So yes, I shall sign off there, and sorry to have dipped in and ended on a sad note, but I thought it was worth mentioning, on top of the Criminal Minds that I had already filmed, given the timing with Nicholas Brendon's passing, and it being not so long since James Van Beek as well. Okay, I shall leave that there, and I hope you all have a nice day. So I've got to stop saying so, but who cares? I'm not going to edit it out. Like I said, I just want to get a video out there so, you know, people don't forget I exist, and so I don't get out of the habit of uploading videos. So, finished. I can't actually remember what I was knitting on the last video. It might have been my Tulip Bloop sweater, so I've finished that. Blocked it, and that turned out really nicely. I've worn it a shed load of times, and now it needs a wash. I also started the, I think it's called the Ocean Waves blouse. And after several misstarts, managed to actually finish that, which is a really lovely pattern. And it was nothing to do with the pattern. It was all to do with my brain and not following through and actually reading the pattern in advance, which is, you know, my bad. But it was such a nice pattern that I didn't immediately just go, oh, I can't be doing with this, and just get rid of it. So I finished that. So yay! So this does seem to be a year of sort of doing some knitting, using some stuff that I've got in stash as well, as sort of, because this I've had, I think maybe I bought it last year, so it's nice to be working through it, and watching some good TV and films while I'm doing it. Hopefully I'll get back to some more regular videos. I did start one about watching the 28 Insert Length of Time Here Later franchise, which kind of scuppered me a little bit. So what I might do is wait until I've seen the very new one, The Bone Collector, and then basically sort of try and do a sort of knit synopsis of those, all four of the films. I didn't realise I hadn't actually seen the 28 Years Later one at all. I think I didn't realise I'd missed it. So yeah, so I'll get those, and I'll try and get those sorted and actually cobble a video together with that. But I was finding it quite difficult to get images, basically, of, you know, good quality images of the you know, the knitwear and the pieces in the film. So if anyone's got any suggestions on how to get good, you know, shots from films, you know, because, as you know, although there's a lot of people who like knitting and knitwear out there, you know, it's very rare that you'll actually find the stills focusing purely on the knitwear. But I do already have a name for that YouTube video, which is going to be Many Knits Were Harmed in the Making of These Films, which they would have been, I think. And I'll go into it in a bit more depth, because there were some really nice knit pieces in some of those films. But hoping everyone is having a lovely weekend, as it is now, being the 21st of... yeah, being the 21st of March 26, and hope you're all enjoying your knitting and crocheting, general crafty goodness, and watching interesting things on the telly. As always, let me know if you see anything that's got some good knitwear in that you think's worth watching, whether it's TV or film, and I shall hopefully get some inspiration for some future knit review or yarn review videos. Okay, take care everyone.